Boom, hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Antonio and I'm back with another video. And as you can tell by this title of this video is why you shouldn't follow astrology, and why, because it goes beyond that. And the reason I'm saying you shouldn't follow it is because where your attention goes, energy flows, and anything you give your attention to is your reality. And just like how we created like the what do you call, hold on, just as how we created like the days, the months, and the 365 cycles of the year, which is a creation of someone's intellectual property, which is someone's mind, because we all know days are eternal. It's just a loop we created to trap our minds into thinking that we're going somewhere or time is going forward. Astrology is basically that same system, but on another level, when you've become aware that we live in eternity. You understand? Like, life will forever be existent. So astrology is just, when you break out of that, another system to indoctrinate you, and based off of the owner of that intellectual property that made up the planets, right? They made up the planets and all these things, because you ain't seeing Mars and Jupiter and all those things. You're just seeing the sun. You see the little stars at night, but that's it. Sun. And where your attention goes, energy flows, right? So let's say, for instance, you study astrology and you're following this person, and all of a sudden this person is working for the owner of that intellectual property, which is the Anunnakis. If you know, they created that astrological thing. So there's like a head guy to it, just like how you have the so-called, what they would call like cults and stuff like that. So you have like what they would call the Anunnaki, and they're ahead of like the astrological system, which they set in place to trap your mind as well. So let's say you're following that system and they tell you, oh, Mercury is going into retrograde and everything is going backwards, and you analyze, it's time to analyze your thoughts and all these things like that. The only reason that actually starts to manifest in your reality is because you believe in that system, and because you believe in that system, it manifests in your reality, because you're underneath someone's mental trap as well. Because where attention goes, energy flows, and that only happens because you're paying attention to that specific person's intellectual property that they created. So it will happen because your thoughts are your reality. And it goes beyond the planets, because the planets are just floating in space. What is holding the planets in space? What created the planets, right? What created the planets? How are they floating there? What are they floating in? Who's holding it? What's holding it? The planets are just light, and around that is dark matter energy, right? What's holding everything in place? So that when you break past the planets now, you step into a field where you realize that God is real. And if you have God, anything is possible. And you're not limited to anything. Like, you're not limited to anything at any time. No Mercury retrograde, no reanalyzing thoughts. You're forever going forward. Ain't no going back in time, ain't no going side in time, ain't no going right in time. You're present in the moment. And it's called the present moments because it's the gift to you. The present moment is God's gift to you, and within that present moment you can do anything you want. So the reason you shouldn't follow astrology is because it's BS, and it's a mind trap, and it's another illusion to trap you after you break out of another illusion. And once you've broken out of all illusion and you've come to Christ and you find God, game over, bro. You could ask God for whatever it is that you want to ask Him to show you. You bust a lick of fast and you ask God to show you something. If you want to see angels, if you want to see anything, you ask God, God will show it to you, bro. If you want to fly, you ask God, you fly, bro. You gone. But you would have to earn like flying and stuff like that. You'd have to earn all that stuff. Like, you would have to do God's work, and then the impossible becomes possible. You know what I'm saying? Because you earn it. You ain't gonna just grow wings on your back and fly out of this place if you ain't putting in the work. I ain't get my wings yet, so I ain't flying nowhere. I'm still grounded. You understand? Still grounded. I ain't flying, going nowhere. But anything is possible. Anything is possible. So yeah, astrology is just another trap for your mind if you're still not aware enough to see past it, because it's a level. And that's why in the Bible it says you should not study it, because it's just another creation of the fallen ones to trap your mind. And I don't know if it was the Anunnaki who did it. I don't know if they were bad, but I would assume, because I hear everyone talking about these Anunnakis, or I'm pretty sure the Anunnakis are there like, we ain't do nothing. We just chilling reading our Bibles, bro. We ain't with this. I don't know why they're framing us. So, but at the end of the day, we know who's behind this, and it's Satan. You know what I'm saying? Satan. It's all Satan. Anything that traps your mind in a loop is Satan. And what are planets? Loops. They're just going in loops, right? Satan. So God is endless possibilities. No loops, because you're eternal. It's eternity. Like there's no end to this if you have God. If you have God, eternal. And we come down to this planet Earth to teach. And we teach the truth that we should always teach the truth that you have free will, and what free will actually is no limitation. So astrology don't limit you. Astrology is not even supposed to be something you look into, because you're free, and that's what free will is. You understand? So yeah, demon, witchcraft, all that stuff, astrology, it's limited, and it stops your evolutionary process to a bracket, and it stops your growth from becoming an angel. So at the end of the day, if you're into this stuff, the goal is to get back to the point to where you are a child, born again, but with the understanding and knowing of all the information of the world, and knowing that that's just what you came here to learn, that there's no limits to God. So you came here to learn all these things just to realize that Earth itself was a challenge and a school to break the limitation of your mind. To prepare yourself for what God have planned for you. Because heaven, bro. Yo, let me tell y'all something. Heaven, bro. You guys ever watch Dragon Ball Z? You see how them guys can teleport and fly and charge up and can't die? Bruh. Endless possibilities, bro. And that's what we came here to do. To break the limitation of the mind. To break the barrier of the minds. To break all the traps they have set for the minds. To be examples and teachers. And to teach the star seeds that are on this planet, let me just call them that, the star seeds, because it sounds beautiful, how to break free and connect back to their Father, which is God, so they can actually become that twinkle twinkle little star you see in the sky, with endless possibilities, with no limits. I love you. Unity equals one life force energy, one everything. God is love. Thank you, Papa. Don't know? Yeah, man.